Okay, now that we've got the unit all set up, we're going to go over some simple programming. The system is a very versatile system. It'll do any shape or size of implant, also a lot of different surgical procedures, etc. So that gives us a lot of flexibility, but there's a little bit of programming that's involved to get it to do everything we want it to do. So the unit's going to default with all these different components. It'll allow you to adjust the procedure for each one of these. So you can change forward reverse, you can turn the fiber optic light on or off, you can adjust the gear ratio, which is your angle of the angle that you're using on the handpiece. You can adjust torque and speed and also your coolant. You can, once you set all that, you can then save it into different, so that you have different procedures set for each one of your different memories. The unit will give you 9 separate memories that you can adjust all these different components on. So this is a typical setup for basically a full typical implant system. You have drilling, tapping, remove tap, implant placement, remove implant, and remove lock screw. We can go ahead and remove these last 2 components here by hitting the program button down, and then you press and hold the program button down and it'll remove that step. Press and hold the program button down again, it will remove the second one. Now to save it, you press the memory button once, hold it down. Notice how it pulls up number 1 and it's flashing. Press and hold again, and then that saves your memory. So as you see here, as we go through your programs, it's skipping those last 2 steps. Now for adjusting each one of these different components, so drilling, tapping, remove tap, you're going to set these by first off setting your gear ratio. So you always want your gear ratio to match the ratio of your handpiece. So the typical implant handpiece is a 20-to-1 reduction, which is very common. And that's the same one that comes with your system. So you set that to 20-to-1. You then set your maximum torque as set out by your technique guide, and then your maximum speed. So this is a pretty typical setup. But let's say if we wanted to adjust the torque down, we could set it maybe to 45. And again, so if we wanted to then save this, press the button once till the number comes up flashing, press again to then save your settings. Okay, so the second program, tapping, again, you're in forward, you've got the light on, you've got your torque, your 20-to-1 gear ratio, and then your speed, also your coolant here. You can adjust that, turn that off. Again, to hit your memory, hold it down, it saves, it's flashing, press and hold again to do the final save. Okay, so that's that procedure. Let's go ahead and we'll set it up now for the 1-to-1 straight nose cone attachment that you guys are using pretty regularly as well. So what we're going to do is going to go to the memory. We're going to go to memory 2. Okay, we've got, right now it's set in reverse, so we don't want that. So we're going to go ahead and put that into the forward position. Then we're also going to change our gear ratio because we're going to remove the 20-to-1 angle and put on the 1-to-1 straight nose cone. So we're going to change that to 1-to-1. Notice how it gives us all these different options. So there's a 1-to-1 right there, but we also have a 1-to-2, which there's a 1-to-2 straight nose cone that is made by B&R and also by NSK that you can then program as well. But we're going to set it to the 1-to-1 that you get from us. It gives us the full torque. When you're in 1-to-1, you're at full torque. All right, so that's not going to be able to be adjusted. But then the speed, you can take that up from 30,000 to 40. You've got full coolant, forward, light is on. Okay, press and hold down your memory button. Notice how that goes to memory 2 because we already did memory 1. And you can press and hold that again, and it's saved. Okay, now if you want to set this, a lot of offices will want to set this so that they remember. So we're going to go ahead and remove all these other components from this memory 2. That way we know Oops, I didn't hold it down long enough. So let's do that again. So the mistake that I made there was I didn't hold the button down long enough to get to the memory. See, now it's flashing. I let up too soon. So there we go. We've got the second procedure set for drilling with our 1-to-1 nose cone, full torque, full speed, and then our coolant. Now also on your foot control, you've got a variable speed foot control, and then your different buttons on your foot control. This one goes through your memory, or I'm sorry, this is your coolant. This one here is your speed, or max, and this is forward and reverse, and that should be your memory. Now, when you press on your foot control, the speed and the torque on the angle is going to give you a constant readout there on the front. So that's pretty much it.